Mountain, Island, Lightning Bolt, Spell Pierce, Switchblade, Stab Wound, Red Mage, Blue Mage.
And we're live.
Hey,
smooth as
it's
silk.
It's me. So, full disclosure, while we wait for the stream to start,
Yes.
we are still in chat, obviously.
Right, duh.
We're still looking at video.
Pre-show.
But you have muted me.
Right, so that the audience does not hear you talking. Correct.
Right.
Yes.
And you can't hear me.
I
during
can't
that
hear
time
you.
either.
No.
And so we played a little game while we were waiting where Amber was saying, mouth something to me.
And I'll try and guess. Because Kenny can hear me, and then nobody can hear me because it's all these wires and plugs. You got it. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a thing for Red Mage, Blue Mage, or some other Geekspective show, but I think that would be very entertaining. I think it'd be fun to play along as Twitch chat to try to guess what somebody else is mouthing.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, we could do that.
You did a really bad job.
I heard Nicole Bolas Thursday logs.
I was saying, you smell like poop.
It's pretty close. Nicole Bolas is poop, so
yeah,
that's right.
True.
Why would you say such a mean thing to me?
It's kind of the royal you. It could apply to anybody.
All right. Well, anyway, hi. This is Red Mage, Blue Mage. I smell like poop. I'm Amber, the Red Mage.
I'm Kenny. I don't smell like poop.
And you're the Blue Mage. Don't forget that.
I'm the poo mage.
No.
Ironically.
Okay, whatever. Let's start this stupid show.
Excuse you?
I'm just saying. I'm calling it like it is. I gotta fix this microphone. It's just all over the place. Anyway.
All right. Okay. So, let's get into things today.
Yes.
Today's show was your idea.
No.
So why don't you...
It wasn't my idea.
It was your idea.
When?
Today, around noon.
Was it today?
Yeah.
I thought we talked about it on Monday.
You're right. It was yesterday.
But I didn't come up with anything.
You did come up with it.
Why?
I was like, what should we do? You're like, I don't know. You're like, I don't want to pick cards because I got to look up stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I've been having one of those. Actually, I was telling you before the stream, even before the pre-show, you mouthing words at me, talking about how I just feel super overwhelmed lately. Just not like I'm stressed. It's more like I feel like it's this weird parameter of like, since I don't really have these like events to look forward to, really, I don't really know how to measure time, and therefore I feel like everything has to be done in one day or like over the course of 2 days. And every time I don't get like an exorbitant amount of things done in a day, I feel like I haven't done enough.
Yeah, I've been talking about that with some other people as well, other friends of mine, about productivity. It's like, it's even more amplified now that you have all the time in the world to do things. That drive to, or the need to get things done and feel productive.
Right.
Which obviously isn't the healthiest thing.
No. And I don't know. It's like, well, I've talked about it before with other streams I've been on, and most people who know me or see me on the internet have heard like my job is a high brain power job, where it's like, I'm not saying, I mean, lots of people's jobs are, and I think it's just really difficult when every job probably right now is taxing, especially if you have to like be out in the world at all. It's just like, by the time you're done doing your work, I just don't want to do anything else. Like, I don't want to play Magic. Like, I haven't played Magic in a long ass time because it's like, I just spent all day brainstorming.
Using brain.
Therefore, I don't want to use my brain to play a game. And so a lot of times it's been doing like DDR or physical activity. The opposite of using my brain, I'm using my body. Sure. And so, that's where I'm at. And so when we were talking about this on Monday, like, what should we do for Tuesday's show? I was like, well, I don't really want to think about stuff. Let's just do something fun and light and silly. And so, we're going to live on stream come up with a short story This is partly inspired by the fact that we watched, I think you and I both watched that Sean O'Hara's, what's it called? Making It Funny?
Make It Funny.
Make It Funny on YouTube. We watched, like 4 comedians trying to come up with
4 improv people, basically.
Coming up with jokes on 3 topics.
They're trying to come up with a stand-up routine.
Yes.
They're given prompts, and they have 40 minutes, some short amount of time.
Yeah.
To come up with a stand-up routine.
So I thought, hell, could do that. We can't. We're not comedians, nor are we great by any measure. So, shush. You're right there. You're right there in the poo hole with me. So,
you're not wrong. I am the poo mage.
I have a Word document up that is set up already. It's got a template. I like it a lot. Magic story time. Poopy poopy butt. Fudge nuts. We're off to a great start. So yeah.
I wish we had thought ahead. It would be fun to have this on screen right now, but
I mean,
that's fine.
I theoretically I could.
This is good because the people in the stream will get the same podcast experience.
Yes.
You'll just hear us talking about...
click-clacking of the clockers of our tippity top of your keyboards. I don't know what I just said.
That's a soundbite right there.
Tippity topper, click
of our clippity-cloppers.
On our computer typewriters, aka keyboards. Let us begin. Oh yeah, we asked for prompts.
We did ask for prompts. We should do our music to introduce this.
Oh, yeah. All right.
We're making our own flavor
here. You got 14 seconds.
Have a seat next to the hearth. Take a bracing shot of brandy and prepare yourself for fanfic theater. Okay, so we asked Twitter to just send us suggestions for real quick 1 or 2 word prompts. Give us something to work with. So I'll just do a rundown. You can write these down. All right.
I'm click coupler, my tip coupler.
Okay. We have from Steady Minotaur, breakdancing.
Oh yeah.
From Evil DM Josh, a chef from a top cooking academy. Also corn dogs.
Some top cooking academy.
Yep.
Also
a top cooking academy.
Whatever, top cooking academy corn dogs.
From @BPD Flattery, aliens.
Wow. This is
coming with that the History Channel guy meme.
Yeah.
Okay, from @Ride Tiger, we have Plains Runner as opposed to Plains Walker.
Already? This is just writing itself.
I know. And then lastly, from @FauxReal, Regenerate. Is that referring to a mechanic? Is that referring to a deeper theme?
Is it talking about the corn dogs?
Regenerating corn dogs? Imagine if you ate the top bite of a corn dog and it regenerated.
I would hate that. It would have to wait till I get down to the stick, and when I put my teeth in the stick, I pull off that last bit of corn filling, and then it regenerates.
Okay, so this is a good place to start. I hate corn dogs.
Oh, God.
I hate dogs of all kinds.
Even the cute ones, he hates them.
What's the best bite of a corn dog?
The last bite.
Why?
Because so you know how a corn dog is dipped into batter, correct?
Yes.
And you pull it out, right? And the very last bite is the part of the batter that's still stuck to the stick. And that is so satisfying to put your teeth on it and go chunk and get that little bit. It's like the ends of enchiladas. Do you know what the end of an enchilada is like?
No. I got it.
So, enchiladas. Let me talk about fucking enchiladas.
All right.
So enchiladas are deep fried, and at the ends, they get really crispy. And so what I do is I eat an enchilada from the middle outwards, and I save the last 2 end bits to be eaten at the last. Chimichanga, Josh is right. It's a chimichanga. I got my foods messed up. I'm not talking about enchiladas. Thank you, Evil DM Josh.
Do you use like fork and knife, or are you just like...
No, you don't pick up an enchilada. Oh my God, you don't pick up a chimichanga with your hands, you monster.
I do.
Next time
I pull them out from the oil.
So in the future, whenever we can sit together in person, I will somehow acquire a chimichanga, whether I make it myself or we get it from a restaurant, or if we are by some way can sit in a restaurant without feeling terrified. Okay. I want to watch you eat a chimichanga. A fresh chimichanga.
Deal.
I will record it. You said you picked him up.
Yeah, with my mouth.
We're supposed to be writing a story.
All right, we're on it.
What were you saying anyway about corn dogs?
So to flashback with corn dogs, I agree with Josh. Like, I feel like the first bite's got to be the best one. Because it does the same thing. You get more. Best one. You get more of that delicious fried batter stuff because it's the dome on top, and you don't have to navigate the stupid stick.
The stick is the best part, man.
What do you mean the stick is the best part?
It's what makes it fun. Stick?
I agree. Like, holding on a stick, sure.
Welcome to corndogdiscussionpodcast.com, where we discuss...
Thank you, Josh. He says, I hate navigating the stick.
What is...
Yeah.
You guys are both straight men.
Wow.
Okay, all right. You guys hate navigating the stick. We've got that locked and loaded. All right. So, talking about sticks, let's write a story.
Okay, let's do it.
Why do you hate me? I don't understand. So we've got breakdancing, chef from Top Cooking Academy, corn dogs, aliens, planes runner, regenerate.
Okay, so you were mentioning while I was reading through the different prompts that we had, it writes itself basically. Okay. I want to see if we're on the same wavelength here or if we have two different ideas. Because I also felt like when these prompts were coming in, I felt like there's a commonality here that we can build our church upon.
So, goblins.
Okay.
We're going to make up a new planeswalker. Plains runner. And he eats corn dogs.
Okay, so we're on different wavelengths, it seems. You just named the things you like.
He also breakdances.
Okay, so
goblins. Blind eternities.
You just said goblin and then listed the other things that were listed.
Goblin alien.
That's what I mean. Okay, so here's my thought. Let's work together here, all right?
I can't do it with this font. I'm sorry.
With what?
I can't with this font. There's nothing wrong with Comic Sans, but it's not my favorite.
I like it because one, it's accessible.
It is accessible. That's true.
And two, I use Comic Sans when I'm just dicking around because it feels less high stakes. Like it feels like just write whatever you want. It's Comic Sans, you know.
My hair is getting. This is what this episode's gonna be. I can't. My hair is getting to the point where it's long enough. It's getting in my ears. So, anyway, what's your story?
It's not a story. It's just like I'm looking at these different threads and trying to weave them together. I'm seeing breakdancing.
You're just listing words.
May I complete my synthesis here? I'm seeing breakdancing, and I'm seeing planes running. I'm seeing two different forms of locomotion. To me, this says there's some spectrum somewhere between planes walking and planes dancing or something like that.
What?
And there's all forms in between there. You can planes run, you can planes jog, you can planes power walk.
Okay.
You can planes power slide.
Imagine a world that is roiling with oil.
Okay. Roiling oil.
And
world.
every year there's a tournament. And you have to planes run across the vast pools of roiling hot oil.
Okay.
Got it?
So far I'm good.
Someone turns into a corn dog.
Okay, so we've got some sort of this seems like some sort of competition you're imagining between planeswalkers. I'll put planeswalkers in quotes because obviously you can do all kinds of. Yes.
So are we making up a new planeswalker or we're gonna make fan fiction?
I think you can have multiple. I think if this is like I'm imagining an interplanar competition with planeswalkers, so we can have guest stars of planeswalkers we like, and we can have new planeswalkers.
And then ones that we can just have fall into oil.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Okay, cool. So aliens, how does this come into play?
I mean, there's an easy answer.
Eldrazi.
Yeah, that's the easy answer when it comes to interplanar shit and aliens. I think the Eldrazi can be involved in some capacity.
Okay, cool. Yes. We could just make a ripoff of Goblet of Fire. Except cooler.
What do you mean?
That's like a Tri-Wizard tournament. I'm gonna steal from JK here.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of competition. I imagine, like, traveling between the planes, traveling in the aether is dangerous.
What if it isn't a competition? What if it's a test of, like, merit and you're, like, chosen by an Eldrazi to be the corn dog alien? Please, you're here to harvest good things out of my bullshit.
Okay, so this is the Tri-Eldrazi tournament. Well, it doesn't have to be called that, but we have 3 Eldrazi Titans.
Yeah.
You know, each of them chooses a champion. The Eldrazi, living between the planes, living in the aether, they are familiar with the planeswalkers. They have sensed their essences. So they are choosing planeswalkers to represent them in this tournament.
Ooh, I like this. Okay.
So we have 3 Eldrazi. We have Emrakul.
Yeah.
Ulamog. And Kozilek.
I can't type.
That's correct. That's not correct. Zlambow.
Zlambow. That's their name.
Can I help you out here?
Yeah, sure. Ulaslog. I think Zlambow is a great name for a planeswalker.
You can save that for a planeswalker. Put that up there.
Zlambow.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, so each of the Eldrazi Titans are going to choose some kind of champion. What is the point of this tournament? Why the Eldrazi are so far beyond mortality and their simple concerns? What is their interest in this?
I think it isn't. I mean, because, like, for me, how I feel about the Eldrazi, there is no, like, real rhyme or reason. Like,
nothing that we can
not that we can discern. I think it isn't even, like, they get amusement from it. It's just, like, this weird... So we can construe it as some sort of champion feat test, but really it's just, like, ice melting into water situation where they choose somebody and then they become part of them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I being too strange? Like, this is more of a physical process, a actual, like, law of nature that happens, but these planes runners are part of this whole process. The people who have come out of it, or, like, whatever fragment of consciousness that is left behind that can explain, like, this test or this tournament, it seems like a test or tournament, but really it's just, like I said, like ice turning into water for Eldrazi. It's like, you're not really proving anything. You're just melting into our consciousness, essentially. We're harvesting your spark.
So to
what if
incorporate hold on. To incorporate one of the other keywords here, regenerate, what if that the Eldrazi plucking these planeswalkers back into the Blind Eternities is part of their regeneration process?
What if there are planeswalkers? Yes, I like that. Eldrazi, this is part of their regeneration process. But what if it's planeswalkers who spark for the first time, who become planeswalkers? They actually don't go to a different plane. They shoot into the Blind Eternities and they shoot to the Eldrazi. So there's planeswalkers that spark and people know that they've sparked, but they've never been found. And it's because they're instead they didn't walk to another thing. They planes ran to the Eldrazi by whatever. And they're actually super, super fucking powerful because they planeswalked so far out of planes that if they were to ever escape the Eldrazi, if they were to ever escape this natural process, they would be ridiculous, like back to being god level planeswalker. Hire me, like wizards.
So I just watched. I was telling you, I watched a movie recently called The Vast of Night.
Yes.
And part of that, it's like an alien abduction story, and part of it is there are people who they go missing, and later all they find is they find your footprints, and your footprints just stop.
Right.
And they've been just plucked out of reality. So certain planeswalkers, they planeswalk and they're just never seen again.
Yes. And it's like, where do they go? Well, they accidentally, or it's just like their spark took them to this regeneration cycle for Eldrazi, because their spark was just so powerful.
If I were writing this for real, if I wanted to make this an actual like good story, this would be like a detective unraveling a mystery kind of story. You have a planeswalker who maybe they like came to a plane and they're like mentoring some young person who they think this person will spark. Like I can sense the spark in them. They're about to spark.
Right.
And they do, and they just don't come back. And this person tries to detect where they've gone through the blind eternities, and they lose them. And they're like, what happened to this person?
Right. And it's like and I want it to be something where obviously it's been hunting for a really, really, really long time. Like this is decades and decades and decades of trying to piece where...
You mean our detective figure?
Yeah. So we come into the story where it's been racking him, like he's at the point where he's almost giving up, right? It's like, I can't really place where this is going. I've been looking, forever or whatever. And then something happens again, like another person that he was mentoring happens. But this time he's able to trace to a certain place. And maybe that certain place is a plane where this natural process is known to a certain degree.
You know what this suggests to me? It suggests to me like our central protagonist, our planeswalker character, like in his life before planeswalking was like a bounty hunter or a detective or something.
Right.
And then this person's niche, once they planeswalked, is I am the detective among planeswalkers. Like planeswalkers run into problems, I get hired to figure out, or not even planeswalkers, but interplanar entities run into problems, run into mysteries, and I track down and I fix it.
Holy shit, because now you've just made a 3-part trilogy. Or an ongoing series. Because if you
definitely
have I would love a noir-ass fucking, put noir-ass planes runner. Because it's going to be like Blade, I feel like it has like a Blade Runner feel to it as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I like the idea that you have this character who's solving mysteries, but the ultimate mystery is what happened to his young protege. So he's following things. It's kind of like Vampire Hunter D. I don't know if you're familiar with the series at all.
Or like Monk.
Sure. I'm catering to our anime nerds. You cater to the moms. That's fine.
I cater to the Tony Shalhoub nerds.
Sure. That's very specific. But whatever. Somewhere out there, somebody's house has Tony Shalhoub pictures on posters all over.
Yeah,
Weird.
somewhere.
I don't like the portrayal of Monk. Anyway, we're going away from where we need to go. But yeah, so you would have a really good... So Vampire Hunter D is a... Well, there's anime, there's also, I think there's a manga, but I know it from the novels. I read the novel. Oh, God, I can't remember how many there are. There's like... I could look it up, but it has to be in the tens of novels. And it's all about this vampire who basically saw... It's kind of like The Witcher, too. It's The Witcher. Whatever, fuck it. It's The Witcher. We just made Geralt the Planesrunner detective.
Sure. I mean, that's a thing that they very lightly touch on that trope in Shadows over Innistrad.
Right. With
stupid-ass Jace, like, unraveling clues.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, like, in a similar way that they made Garruk. Like, I love Garruk's shtick. I travel through the multiverse hunting for the greatest game.
Right.
I like the idea of a smaller story planeswalker who's like, I will solve mysteries for other interplanar entities.
I like that a lot. I like stories that are very zoomed in too. So that gives you the 2-part where it's like you have a zoomed in story where it's personal drama of characters that are interacting with our Geralt essentially. And then but you also have the larger story going on top of the personal. It's like Law and Order, right? Where everybody has their own personal story of what they're doing. But ultimately, I would love to see the conclusion being there's a natural process that's happening with sparks. Like, I think, there's Wizards has introduced that there are a variety of different types of planeswalkers and different types of sparks, and everybody's kind of unique in their own special way. And I think because of that, I would love to see people, beings, whatever, who become these planeswalkers, but instead of becoming like godlike that they used to be before Teferi or whoever fucked up everything.
Mr. Teferi. Teferi mended everything.
Yeah, well, mended, destroyed, perception.
Perspective.
Yes, perspective.
This is our morally gray world that we're making here.
Right. Well, I love morally gray.
Sure. Who doesn't?
And so I think it would be really cool to see, you know how I am about stuff. I really love, we did Annihilation for our book club where I really like stuff that never is truly explained, but you get to witness it as
you would if you had no idea.
Yes,
what was going
I
on.
love that. Because I think it could be horrific and creepy and weird, and I love Eldrazi so much, and I would love that they're somehow continuing their existence by doing this regeneration process with these sparks that exist that shouldn't really exist,
I think that would tie into existing lore, whereby the Eldrazi were lured in several times by planeswalkers gathering together in one place. They were sealed away by 3 planeswalkers. They were resummoned by three planeswalkers coming together. So it hints at the idea that planeswalkers, sparks, and the Eldrazi are related in some way.
Also, it could be really cool. Again, an anime that you and I should watch sometime. I've watched it, obviously, several times. Magic Madoka. PMM, I can't remember how it says. Magica Madoka, whatever. I can't remember the whole name of it. Where basically the beings that the witches, the magical girls, are fighting. Spoiler alert. So if you've never watched Madoka and you're listening to me right now, should I tell it? Not tell you? I've told you this already.
Okay, then go for it.
I'm pretty sure I've told you this.
You have to now.
Are you going to be okay? You'd still enjoy watching it, though, right?
Yeah, go for it, please.
So basically, the magical girls end up fighting these entities called witches. They're one and the same.
Yes, you have told me.
Okay, good. So basically, it's like as they are fighting, they're becoming corrupted, and eventually they become witches. So...
Right.
I think that'd be really cool if Eldrazi are just this mass accumulation of a bunch of planeswalkers.
That's very interesting. To tap into stuff that you've talked about before, because obviously you have a big fascination with Eldrazi, and you had this idea from previous episodes of the mind of an Eldrazi and like a whole magic world that's like psychological horror based in the world of a Eldrazi's mind, essentially. It's an interesting idea that like the Eldrazi, like planeswalkers traveling through the aether, leave behind like an echo of their mind, and these are somehow like coalesce, and that's what the Eldrazi are. That's how they gain their sentience. That's how they gain their personhoods, or whatever you want to call it. Is like these.
Did I come up with that, or did you come up with that, or is that something Wizards has talked about?
Come up with what?
This Eldrazi's. This thing that you're telling me right now, is that something that's established?
No, this is something that I've been inspired by.
Okay.
You were talking about a place that is the mind of the Eldrazi, And based on what you were just saying, I like the idea that, because we don't know where the Eldrazi come from.
Right.
There's speculation of like, are they native to the Blind Eternities? Are they some sort of creature that like the great ones from Bloodborne, they ascended into a higher plane?
Right.
I like the idea that they are kind of an accident.
Yeah.
All these conscious minds traveling through the Blind Eternities have left echoes of their consciousness that coalesce and collapse like a black hole into this greater unknowable consciousness that then gains its own form.
It's kind of like the subtle knife, where like every time you cut through a plane of reality, you're causing a tear that then creates shadow entities, essentially. It's like, because you do X, Y happens. It's kind of why I said that this tournament or whatever isn't really a tournament. It's a natural process, just ice melting. You know, it's just something that happens. So this regeneration process is just what is naturally caused by the planeswalkers tearing through the Blind Eternities traveling. Their spark is literally fucking up and creating residual like ghosts that coalesce into the Eldrazi. And I like the idea that because the Eldrazi now are becoming sentient, or they are sentient, and can move and kind of have some sort of
have a mind of their own.
They are eating planes, right? They're just planes destroyers. And as they're doing that, they're also taking on the consciousness of the plane that they're consuming. So whenever you planeswalk into an Eldrazi, they're almost becoming a plane in of themselves because of everything that's happening. Like because of the mending and how planeswalkers travel, and it's disrupting the natural process of the world, just tearing at it. The Eldrazi are then, I think it's probably nature's way of trying to heal itself, but it's fucking up really bad. So instead of it being healed, it's just the magic and everything is warping, and it's turning this ghost, for the lack of a better word, this Eldrazi, into world destroyers. God. Well, I
like the idea. I like in general with fiction and science fiction-y kind of stories having some kind of grounding in physical reality as we understand it. So I like the analogy that, you know, you get enough mass together and it collapses into a black hole.
Right.
You get enough consciousness together, it collapses into an Eldrazi, basically.
Right.
And like a black hole wants to pull more matter towards it. I think you collect this consciousness and it just wants to pull all consciousness towards it. And maybe that's why it's plucking particular planeswalkers. Like it's built out of this huge, powerful consciousness. So it just is a natural attractant to these very powerful planeswalkers that you were talking about at the beginning.
Hell yeah. Well,
we're not going to finish this tonight.
Oh no, it turned into a much larger
story.
an actual story.
So as a reminder, this is based off of breakdancing, corn dogs,
aliens, chef from top of cooking academy, regenerate, and planes runner. Look, told you I can make treasure out of garbage. I said it in my tweet, so here it is.
It's pretty sweet.
So yeah, so I think we should probably do this as Patreon reward. Like maybe if you and I both make vignettes at first, like to get us warmed up about who this character is.
Okay.
Start doing vignettes of it, and maybe one day we can actually write something.
Okay. We can do that. It's also a possibility that we'll do more brainstorming / writing on an episode.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I want to be writing more. I would love to be writing more, and I think this is fun. It's fun for me. I'm sure it's fun
definitely.
for others. Because it's just like the story they have, right? Like,
or like the threads that they have.
The threads that they have, the potential that they have to make something truly fucking cool. If they could just slow their fucking roll and not release 1 million sets a goddamn year.
They can release sets. They just need, just like every piece of media in the past few years, when you have a grand overarching story, you should plot out where it's going,
right,
and how all the pieces fit together.
Like imagine like if you were to take this Eldrazi concept story that I've had for like ever, right? You could easily milk this for 10 years.
Oh, definitely.
If not more. Because
I don't know that I'd wait that long to pay it off.
Well, I'm just saying you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it could be a very well thought out, planned releasing of sets. You know, something happens. You could even do the story of like that Planeswalker going sets of the detective story, a very noir-esque, you know, set. Then you could like do like the little pastiches of him doing his other thing, or they are doing their things, and then, you know, big reveal, and oh no, it's Nicole Bolas, get the fuck out of here, oh no, and
he's trying to incorporate the consciousness of the Eldrazi into himself,
right? And then, you know, just it could go on for a while. If you 10 years is a long time, but it could go for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And then everything can turn to orange goo.
I was gonna say,
and then we can
Sunny
regenerate the world, born anew,
reboot,
and a goblin
franchise opportunities
with its butt popping up first out of the orange goo, holding a corn dog.
Back to goblin. Okay, so that's how we get corn dogs back into it. I see. And thus Zlambow is born.
His moist cheek emerging from the sea of goo,
glistening in the searing stars.
Zlambow raises his fist upwards to the three suns, which were the Eldrazi that are gone now.
Beautiful.
Shaking
nice callback.
A corn dog. I don't know.
Battered and Sunny D.
Battered. Double fried.
Okay. I think this is a good starting point. So wherever we go with this, if we turn it into Patreon vignettes and or if we do more of these episodes where we brainstorm it, I do want to do something with this.
Right. We should. Assign work to me, because otherwise I won't do it on my own.
I like how we open this up with like, oh, I have so much between work and all my hobby stuff. And then at the end, it's like, tell me to do more, please.
I know. I'm so terrible. Like, I don't even want to look at my to-do list.
Maybe we should sign off here then.
No, let's keep talking about the corn dogs, because you love them.
No, corn dogs are the devil. Devil's food.
What? Do you like the corn batter?
Yes.
What would you dip in the corn batter and fry that you would eat?
Chicken. Like a real meat.
Why is a hot dog not real meat?
What is a steak? Sure. Hell yeah.
Oh god, a steak would be awful. No, it would not be awesome. It'd be chewy and terrible. You want a corn dog to be like soft and like.
I think chicken would be great.
Chicken is stupid.
A chicken finger, put it on a stick, dip it in corn dog batter. Hell yeah, that would be the best. Tell me I'm wrong.
What's wrong with a hot dog?
Like hot dogs are just nasty.
They're salty and meaty.
They're not meaty.
They're
meat. They are meat adjacent.
Y'all, chicken nuggets are fine. Yeah.
Breaded nugs. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. I love corn dogs a lot. I had a hot dog for lunch today. And a hamburger for dinner.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's grill town over here in my house. We got some dogs, burgers. We'll grill you up a corn.
We got it all.
Grill you a cake. Grill you a cheesecake. Grill you a pizza. Grill you some shrimps.
Cake, can't
you can grill anything.
I know I've seen that on Great British Bake Off, grilled cakes.
Zlambow can do anything with a grill. Zlambow is a grill master and a planes runner. Let me finish talking about Zlambow. God. The grill that we cook on is actually a cake. I'm grilling a cake on a grill cake.
I agree with Echo here.
No,
I don't want any more cake surprises.
All I want is cake surprise. I wish everything around me could turn into cake.
If you cut it in half, it'd be cake. That's a very. We need to get somebody to make a GIF out of Amber chewing on a book. It's extremely.
Zlambow. He's my new planeswalker goblin. He's got a. What should he be wearing? I want him to have a watermelon hat, like it's actually a watermelon as a hat.
I envisioned some sort of like skins draping off of him.
What kind? What kind of skins?
Like animal skins.
Like human skin?
No.
Like fried chicken skin?
No, that's not what I was picturing.
I picture it now.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I'm tired. I don't want to talk about Zlambow anymore.
I've been trying to get us out of here.
Take it away.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, on the stream, on the podcast. This is Red Mage Blue Mage. We're at Red Blue MTG. We stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Geekspective. That's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find me at Wolfmere on Twitter.
And I am Rocket Orca on Twitter.
And until next time, I'll be representing Counterspell.
And I don't know. It's pretty much like a given, but I'm made of cake. Bye.
Bye, everybody.